Hi, Tim here from World of Sleuths. I'm here with the reading update. I know it's been over a month since I made my last video. I'm meant to make more during the month, but my health problems were acting up some, and also my daughter had been living with us temporarily until she found an apartment in the town that she works in, which is around 30 to 45 minute drive north of here where we live. So but we moved her into an apartment like a week and a half ago, so things have I have gotten quieted down around here now, and I've been able to read a little more because my daughter was working from home quite a bit with her job. And so sometimes she'd get frustrated and stuff, so. But, with that said, I did finish 3 books in January. The first year, some I started in December. The first one was Double Cross by James Patterson. I have finished that on New Year's Day. I think I had that in my last video, so I won't go into that. The other one I finished was The Cricket on the Hearth, the third of the Charles Dickens Christmas stories. I won't really go into that. And then the other one I finished is a public domain children's book, and because of the COPPA regulations, and I had stated I don't intentionally make kids videos directed at children. I'm not going to show it here. I'll be showing it in showing what I've read in my Goodreads, which I'll leave a link below, and I'll probably be starting up both my blogs, one for public domain and one for regular books again, and I'll be doing other stuff, and then I'm changing the format around it some, and I'm doing even do like series reviews and stuff in it, not just individual books, but series and all that. So you can look forward to that when I start them up. I'll be posting the links to them in my videos. Okay, so I did finish 2 books yesterday. The first one is actually, that's not the first one. This was the second one I finished later last night. This is Herman Chandler, Pickup on Noon Street. It's 4 short stories of his, pretty much hard-boiled mysteries, I think they're called. I'm not really sure, or at least or noir. And each one has all different. Each short story has all different characters. So. And I gave it a rating of 5 arrows, which is 4 stars on Goodreads. But one that I finished earlier than that yesterday is The Mysterious Mr. Quinn by Agatha Christie. I say this is like a collection of like 12 or 15 short stories by her, because there's only 2 characters the same in both. It's Mr. Satterthwaite and Mr. Harley Quinn, and it's more Mr. Satterthwaite than Harley Quinn, and he's mainly like helping himself. Crimes that have been done in the past, or and that sometimes with Mr. Quinn's help when he comes into the story, and usually, but this is my least favorite of the Agatha Christie books I've read so far. I gave it a rating of 4 arrows or 3 stars. So those were the 2 that I had started reading back in December, and there's some more I started reading in December. I'm still reading. I'm still not too far into it. It's Crime the Night by Mary Higgins Clark. This I'm planning. I'm going to be finishing before the end of the month. I can guarantee you that. I think I'm close to 100 pages in the book, and there's only 200 some pages in it. And Mary Higgins Clark died this past weekend at the age of 92, so I want to finish it soon. This is about a woman that's that was born and raised in New York City. She works at an art gallery, and she falls in love with an artist that did a showing there, and he moves her and her 2 daughters to the middle of nowhere in Minnesota. Yes, another one taking place in Minnesota. But it's mainly stuff with him, like she's finding out some stuff about his past and stuff, because they were dating. They got married like a month of even that after they met. Okay, then there's 2 books that I'm reading that was started in January. The first one is The Moonstone by Walkie Collins. This is for the intimidating reads. Read for the group's public domain readers, and we're taking 4 months to read this book, and I'm a little behind on that too, but I'll be catching up this week. And it's of course it's a classic by Walkie Collins. It's in the public domain, and so I'm not really too far into it, but it's pretty good as far as I've gotten already. And then another one for group read or read along is Cross Country by James Patterson. That one actually ended the end of January. I just started it at the end of January reading it, so I need to get that done soon so I can, because after that's done, I'm going to be starting this book, which is this month's book for my group read along. It's group series read along. It's Alex Cross's Trial by James Patterson and Richard DeLallo. And then the other books I'm reading are The Sum of All Fears. I've got, can't remember which number it is in the Tom Clancy series. This is one that I've tried to start several times but never finished, but I'm determined to finish it this time around. I didn't finish it because I didn't like it. It was just life got in the way, you could say, because this was when I was working, and then like with the kids and with their activities and stuff. Now the kids are adults and everything, so, and I'm on Social Security now, so or on Social Security disability, so I'm home all day, so I try to read, but sometimes my health problems get in the way. But I'm around where I've kept left off before, and it's getting good. So, and I've talked about it in past videos. And then the other one I'm reading is one that's in the public domain, but it's also a classic. It's a classic by an author from the Midwest United States, and the book is Main Street by Sinclair Lewis. I don't have a picture show here. And it's about a girl or young woman or a woman that grew up in Mankato, Minnesota, and then St. Paul. She went to college in St. Paul. Then she went to Chicago for library school. Then she got a job back in St. Paul, working in a library, and so she's known for cities because Mankato's a good-sized town or city in Minnesota. It's a college town, so, and because that's where Mankato State University's at. Well, anyway, both her parents are dead and stuff, but she went to a party at a friend's house, and she met a doctor, a small-town doctor, that fell in love with her on the spot. They pretty much fell in love, and they eventually get married, and he takes her back to his hometown called, in the book, called Gopher Prairie, which is based on the Sinclair Lewis's hometown, which is Sauk Center, Minnesota. I've been through there several times. Used to stop and get gas there, stay at the Super 8 there at times, because I'm from Iowa originally, and my wife's from North Dakota. Her parents used to live in Jamestown, North Dakota, and we were living in Mason City, Iowa, or even after that from the Rockford, Illinois area. So we'd go through Sauk Center on our way to her parents, and so I'm trying to read more books by Midwestern authors. I've read Babbitt a few years ago by Sinclair Lewis that I liked, and the one that I really enjoyed was one of ours by Walla Cather, and I want to read more of her books. So other books that I'll be trying to read this month are The State versus Eleanor Norton by Mary Roberts Reinhardt. It's a short book. I've read some of her books that are in the public domain. This one was one of her later books. So it should be an interesting read. Also, one that I really want to get to within the next few months is this just in by Bob Schieffer. It's pretty much talk about stuff in his in the stuff he couldn't talk about in the news that he couldn't talk about that he shares in the book. So a non-fiction book, and also just a minute there, I'm just getting stuff going right here. Next one is The Beast of Tarzan, which is the third of the Tarzan series, which is in the public domain. Another one is I have both the Nook and Kindle, and there are apps on both my phone and on my desktop computer, and I have several books that I've gotten for free, like that I get emails daily for free for books, and I've been to download like the mysteries. Sometimes I'll download like a science fiction or fantasy, but I have so many I just actually randomly pick one. Yeah, it's one for the Nook, and it's In Cold Blood, and or an Ace in a Pair. It's in the In Cold Blood series by Blake Banner. And I don't really know anything about it, so. And then the one book that I have been reading around daily is I'm reading the Good News Bible now. I finished the 1-year Bible on New Year's Eve. And I start the Good News Bible reading from it at chapter 2 a day. Well, I've been reading chapter 2 a day, and I'm up close to the halfway point of Exodus already. So. That's all I have to read for this time, or I have to show for this time. I know I'll be back sooner than I have been doing. I'm trying to do at least 2 or 3 more videos this month, and so with that said, take it easy and keep on reading.